AMC may not be looking the best. It's up 1.4%, trading at $4.33. It filled the gap fill down here. It's respecting the overall trend line, but we don't have volume. We don't have a push in the stock in general. But do you guys remember when we used to track Ethereum Classic to see how AMC was going to move, and it used to track literally identical. Either AMC moved first or Ethereum Classic moved first, and now Ethereum Classic is making the move. Up 6% on the day, trading at $20.72. We had this old cycle drawn out for Ethereum Classic, and it tracked perfectly, and now it's time to revisit this cycle because it is at the best part of the cycle that we see for Ethereum Classic. And if this plays out to the T over the next couple of weeks, Ethereum Classic could have a 120% or more gain. And you know, if we saw that in AMC, you're probably going to see a lot of FOMO, gamma, so on and so forth. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Make sure to stay till the end of the video so you don't have to watch another update video here on YouTube. I'm going to try and update you on everything that there is to update you on. Since I research, edit, record, upload these for you guys, all I ask in return, it's free. Just tap the like button or the subscribe button. Let's get into it. Okay, so that is my short outlook on AMC. I do see over the next couple of weeks, even if the SPY decides to crash, which is essentially what I expect going forward, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. I do think AMC is going to scale up even higher along with Ethereum Classic. Touching on some AMC Ortex numbers before we get into some important stuff, this is what's reported to us. 24.02% short interest, utilization is maxed out, and the cost to borrow rose again, 343% for an average and 345 for a max, so shorts are paying more than 3 times their position just to borrow shares against us. 6.48% short interest on APE, utilization at 80%, and the cost to borrow at 7.6%, so creeping up a little bit as well. Now these are AMC's fails to deliver, and if you will notice, the closeout date, the T plus 35 date, March 31st of 2023, which is where we're at today, has the most amount, 11 million, that you can see on this chart. This has the most amount on the day. I would take this with a sprinkle of salt because, again, they somehow got AMC off the threshold list without covering these, or at least without putting that buying pressure through, and I just wanted to put it to your attention just in case something does happen, but again, I am not going to hold it to it. Now, we did have something positive with GameStop. Updated Edgar filings, institutions now hold 143.43 million shares of GameStop, an increase of 18.32 million over the last filing period, not including 90.39 million shares on loan. So does this mean they think something is going to happen with GameStop, or do they think there is going to be a positive earnings? Speaking of that, we do have earnings tonight after market close for GameStop, which is going to be interesting. Ortex also is reporting a higher cost to borrow on GameStop, as high as 85%, with an average jump up 45% from the previous 16% as well. GameStop is looking solid with the cost to borrow rising, the institutional ownership going up, and us coming around the earnings. Now, we've talked about earnings on the channel over the past few days. If you haven't seen any of the videos, we talked about how after earnings it plays the same exact cycle, and I grabbed some calls and I'm riding this up to about $19 to $19.50. GameStop is up 5.33% on the day. Let me know in the comments if you actually caught this move that I called out, and let me know if you're playing it and or are still in this move. GameStop is looking beautiful, trading at $17.70. We got about $1.50 to go before I start looking to find an exit. But again, if this thing starts to go parabolic and if it starts to pick up volume, GameStop could go a lot higher. Now, we were in this falling channel, which is usually bullish and breaks to the upside, and we got that break to the upside, but just be careful for retracement because we are touching this ascending resistance level on GameStop right around $18. We got rejected once, and GameStop is kind of hanging around trying to get that next push above. I am holding my calls through earnings in case any of you want to know. And in case you want to know my updated trades, I drop them in Discord right away. That link is under the video. Now, Bed Bath & Beyond, the cycle is about to start again. Now, keep in mind, high risk, high reward. Every time the cycle starts, it tracks to a T. You had a major rip right here. You had a major rip right here. Major rip right here. Now, keep in mind, Bed Bath & Beyond sometimes has a gap down. You saw it right here, right when the cycle starts. So be aware because you could see a little bit of a gap down. However, Bed Bath & Beyond is already down 20% from the most recent sort of candle that we've seen, right? From the most recent sort of support level right up around $1 or so. So just keep that in mind and keep that on your radar. I do plan on grabbing Bed Bath & Beyond calls going forward. Investor Turf posted this. Citadel, a Wall Street market maker and hedge fund, took a $600 million loan prior to the recent financial events and later required a $1.15 billion bailout from Sequoia Capital and Paradigm. This was the first time the firm had to seek outside investment. Despite this, Citadel has been releasing statements in the media about their business success. As a news website, InvestorTurf warns the public to exercise caution when considering investments to hedge funds like Citadel. Our analysis suggests that the institution may be in trouble and is continuously misleading its investors and the public. We believe that there are similarities between Citadel's actions and those of Bernie Madoff. Now, they ended up following this up by saying, if Citadel believes that our claims are false, we demand that they show evidence providing that our claims are untrue. We know that they have seen our tweets because they tried to silence us with cease and desist. If Citadel fails to release statement or provide any evidence, their silence will be taken as an admission of guilt, as they are not capable of providing any proof to counter our claims. This is huge. Shout out to InvestorTurf. I would definitely go follow them. Basically, they called out Citadel saying, you guys aren't in the best shape that you're portraying to the media, and this is not something that is ideal to put out, and your actions are similar to those of Bernie Madoff. And basically, Citadel tried to silence them with a cease and desist order. Now, since you guys made it this far through the video, make sure to use my link under the video to download Moomoo, sign up, and make a deposit to get up to 17 free stocks, plus pop in the Discord where there's options trading signals and we talk stocks all day long. I'm in the Discord on the daily as well. Plus, if you guys want some merch, that link will be under the video as well. Moving on, touching on the S&P 500, we had a little rally today, a gap up to $398, currently trading at $396.72. We started scaling down. I do see a gap fill right around $394 on the SPY, coming down to $393 or so. And there is definitely a need for a retracement, especially if the SPY is going to continue to rally, which we are going to know off of the FOMC meeting tomorrow, depending on how much they raise rates, which is what we are going to be talking about in 1 second. You guys let me know your outlook on the SPY, because over the past few videos I have been very bearish on the SPY, and now I do see a very easy gap fill down to about $394, because there is a double gap to fill down to $394. I am very confident in that play. I think puts to the downside, not financial advice, are a very easy way to play this, but just be careful about the FOMC meeting coming out tomorrow. Speaking of that, Elon Musk says the Fed needs to cut rates by 50 BPS on Wednesday at the FOMC meeting. Wall Street estimates include Nomura at a 25 BPS rate cut, Barclays, Credit Suisse, and Goldman Sachs at 0, BMO, CIBC, Citi at all at 25, as well as Bloomberg, JP Morgan, Gavin Capital, Morgan Stanley, and RBC, and KPMG expects 50 BPS. Now, the FDIC/Fed said they are considering backing all deposits if the crisis grows. Just 2 days ago, they said the system is strong. There seems to be a disconnect here. Following that up, economists said they found 186 banks that may be prone to similar risks. So it does seem like the Fed has to do this strategy as the contagion and the crisis does continue to grow at a much larger scale than we thought. All the stock, all of the things that they failed to deliver, all of these things that the banks failed to deliver, JP Morgan basically just failed to deliver their nickel. JP Morgan owned bags of material kept in a Dutch warehouse that were supposed to contain 54 metric tons of nickel, but turned out to be full of stones. This is actually nuts. Alongside the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, alongside the FTDs, alongside all of the other corruption, 54 metric tons of stones that were supposed to be nickel. This is absolutely absurd. Overall, guys, that's what I got for you for today's video. Make sure to hit the links under the video or pinned in the top of comments to get your 17 free stocks by signing up and making a deposit. A lot of you guys signed up but didn't make a deposit. You are not going to get free stocks. Plus, pop in the Discord down below. Do not sleep on the Discord, guys. Get in there so you can talk with me on the daily. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.